Hello, everyone, and welcome to Making Magic. This is our inaugural stream. Not inaugural scream, but starting off strong. um, I'm Rue, and I will be your vampire this evening. I use they or he pronouns, and the vampire you will be meeting tonight is Violetta, who uses she and they pronouns. I'm going to let all my players introduce themselves, and then I will do some quick updates on the system and whatnot. I'm just going to go in order on my screen. So, C, would you like to go first?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rue. Hi, everyone. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. I am a digital artist, tabletop streamer, dramaturg, and producer. You can find me most often over on the internet at Transplanar RPG. And tonight I am playing Felix the Serene, who uses they, them pronouns.
Next up, Hamna.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Humna and I use any and all pronouns. I am a TTRPG performer and you can find me on Twitter at @shahid_, where I talk about all of the different projects that I'm a part of. But today I will be playing Tana Ibrahim, who uses they, he pronouns, and they are the sweetheart, just here to have a good time.
Rowan.
Hi. Hello, lovely people. My name is Rowan. My pronouns are she, they. If I'm a little flustered, it's because I'm running tech. So I'm trying to do like 8 things right now. But it's chill. Tonight I will be playing Fiona Laurent, whose pronouns are also she, they, and she is the showstopper.
Next, Isabella. Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted, but now I'm not. Hi, I'm Isabella. I haven't streamed in quite a bit, so I'm gonna be really amazing and top of my game as if I've never left. I'm gonna be playing. I use she, they pronouns. I forgot that I use they now, so I forgot. Anyways, I will be playing Manila Vanilla, who uses she, her pronouns. Yep. That's me.
Next up, we've got Percy.
Hi, I am Percy Orvina. I use he, she, they, z pronouns, and I'm a online person chronically. And tonight I will be playing Squishy, who uses all pronouns and is a clown. They don't have a last name. It's just Squishy is a clown.
Last but not least, Alex.
I'm Alex. I use they, it pronouns. I'm Reef Sharkivist on Twitter. And today I'll be playing Zev the athlete.
And you may have noticed that everyone's given some very interesting classes. I'm going to give a quick rundown on the system because it's a little bit different. This game is The Bachelor, but if The Bachelor were a vampire. So everyone is playing a trope-based character from dating shows. We also have a very important set of rules in place that I'm going to lay out for the audience. There are some vampire hunters in our midst tonight. So I don't know who they are as the vampire. There may be any number of them. At least one of you isn't a vampire hunter. I know that because it's in the rules. But there are any number of vampire hunters out here tonight who actually want to win to kill me. So we'll see how that goes for all of us. And also, I wanted to plug while we're here, and I'm going to plug it again later. This game is a part of the Tabletop RPGs for Trans Rights in Texas bundle. So if you have a fun time watching this, for $5, you can get this, 493 other games, and donate money to trans charities. So why would you not do that? You should just go do that. With all that aside, we're going to get right into it. All of you are brought up to the manor in a limousine, one of those really long, fancy limousines that people rent for prom parties and stuff like that. At least so I've heard. I've never experienced this in human life. It's got a mini bar in the limousine. It's there's food, it's stocked. Y'all can just chill in that. And it drives around for a ridiculously long time before you arrive. The manor house is at the top of the hill, but it drives around like 4 times before you get there. And as you pull up, the house itself is one of those U-shaped villa-style houses where like the driveway is in the middle of the house, and then there are 3 wings the house is in. And it is sort of like an old brick building with ivy that grows up the walls. And standing on the stairs, flanked by 2 rows of servants, is a woman who appears to be in her late 30s, with long dark hair that goes over one shoulder, and just like impeccably beautiful and well dressed in probably a gown that like cost like $5,000 to $10,000 just looking at it, and just like very well presented, with a grin on her face. And when she smiles, you can see fair teeth from behind their lips, and they're sharp. And I'd like all of you to roll for me to see the order in which you present yourselves.
Maybe I should get some dice out.
Oh yeah, you need 2d6.
We roll both of them, right?
Yep.
Okay.
This is just going to be a flat roll unless you very specifically have a skill that you think will help you get out of a car faster.
Who's jumping through windows?
I have physical prowess. Can I use that?
Maybe. You can definitely push your way through a car faster than the rest of them, I think.
So do I add do I just add that?
Yeah, so just add
Okay, I
whatever
rolled a
you
9.
have. All right.
I rolled a 2.
A 2.
rolled-
Oh,
I got a
snake eyes. A 7.
I got
I
an
got a
8.
6.
An 8, a 6.
I also got a 6.
All right.
They come at the same time. They go in at the exact same time.
I'd be down.
It's just that thing where 2 people try to walk through
I
a
love
doorway
that.
at once and just get stuck.
All right. I'm gonna need those numbers again. Sorry. So Alex is first. Who had an 8? Was it Hamna? And then Isabella, you had a 7, right?
Yes.
And then C and Rena together, and then Rowan last but not least. All right. This is the fun stage wherein you get to introduce your characters in the wildest way possible so as to impress the vampire. So just give me whatever you've got.
I'm gonna backflip out of the car.
Nice. What does Zev look like?
I think looking at Zev, you'd be like, oh wow, this person has an interesting fashion sense. They basically are just like this with the big spiky collar and like the sports varsity jacket, and also like this aloha shirt. So like just very all over the place, but like yeah, like this basically.
Very impressive though that you backflip out of a car. Is the car moving when you backflip out of it still? Like, do you backflip out of the moving car?
It's like slowing. It's slowing down, but it is still moving, yeah.
Nice. Very good.
Out the window, by the way. I don't open the door.
Alex, the way
Perfect.
you said that, the way you slid in that last part.
But like
So
you were
normal.
waiting to say that. I love that for you.
The car is barely moving, but it is through the window.
But I do go straight through the window. All right. Next.
Do limos
Oh.
have like one of those window crank things?
Oh, you mean the ones from the 90s? Oh, do limousines have the roll down windows?
Let's just say it does. Let's just say this one does for some
I like
reason.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think it should. It absolutely has the roll down window thing.
Yeah, excellent. Obviously Zev is gonna use that.
Oh my
Good.
god, that's so funny.
All right. Remind me again how to pronounce your character's name, Hamna, so I don't forget.
It's Tana.
Tana. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tana, how would you like to make your entrance?
So I think the way that Zev left the car was actually Tana was going to be first, but then they pushed him out of the way. So he's just like, oh, you don't have to push, but okay, I guess if this is how we're getting out, and Tana just crawls out of the window as well, assuming that this is just how we're supposed to get out of this limousine. they don't know any better. So you see this like 5 foot even, like 5 foot nothing, like small person with like a little bit of lean muscle, like tumble out of the limousine window extremely ungracefully. They have this like messenger bag that they're wearing, and the rest of their look is very like pastel goth meets skater aesthetic, I think. Like they have this like long wavy like purple and pink hair. They have like the beanie. They have like chains all over their clothes, and they kind of like get up, like brush themselves off, and open their messenger bag and pull out a plate of brownies and offer it to you, Violetta, as a housewarming gift.
Oh, those are wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. They're actually my special recipe.
I adore them.
Just make sure that you don't share them with anyone else. They're just for you.
Oh, well, it'll be our secret then. And she like gently hands them to one of the servants who like hides them behind them. All right. Felix and Squishy. Felix and Squishy. Sorry, I am gonna remember your names. I just have them on a sidebar thing over here. Felix and Squishy, you rolled the same number. How are you entering?
I'm gonna Felix, I'd like you to go first. I'm having a prop coming down to me.
Oh, I see. Noted. Well, I think the reason that the limousine drove around the property so many times is that they were looking for Felix. Because Felix is the manor's gardener. They've been working here for about a month, and they have been signed on to this event, I think, without their knowledge. So they, I think, got pulled into the limousine, and they're like, is there like new plans here? Felix is wearing these like raggedy ass overalls and this like white t-shirt underneath that's like unbuttoned a little bit too low. They've got like this suntan skin, this like hair like pulled back in this like very messy ponytail. A couple of piercings, like tattoos coming out from underneath their cute little overalls, right? But they don't really look like they know what's going on, and they keep like pushing the cameras of the like camera people out of the way. And they're like, I didn't know. I would have gotten like the garden beds more ready if I knew that we were filming on site today. Violetta, I'm really sorry about all this. Do you want me to like prep some vases with roses and stuff?
Oh no, not this time. This time I'm going to be the one prepping the roses.
Then why did you hire me?
Well, oh, don't worry, I'm not firing you or anything. I just thought maybe you'd like to join us for a bit of a fun little competition.
A competition?
Mm-hmm.
Competitions aren't really my thing, but I mean, if it's still on the clock, I guess that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course I'll be paying you.
Okay. Sure. And Felix like scoots over to stand in line, I think, looking kind of like awkwardly, and they kick a little bit of dirt off their boots.
All right. Squishy, what's up?
Okay, so I have to ask, how far is the is it like in The Bachelor where like you have to walk up this dramatic path to get to
there's
excellent.
like the limo has parked at the driveway and you get to walk up the driveway to the vampire.
So the car door, the limo door is open, and Squishy is just gonna somersault out and then keep somersaulting. And like they're not like good somersaults, they're like kind of halting. Like they roll and then they stop, and then he rolls and then they stop, and then like maybe the last time they get like 2 in a row and they stand up really triumphantly and just like, hey.
Hello?
I'm Squishy. It's
Oh,
nice to meet you.
Wonderful to meet you. Do you squeak?
I have a squeak.
Wonderful.
And I have lots of other tricks up my sleeve and in other places.
Oh, duly noted. Well, it's wonderful to meet you, Squishy. And I'm sorry. I accidentally skipped over Bella. I'm sorry. I read my own handwriting wrong.
Who really is the villain here? Is it me? Really? I'm just kidding.
I can't read my own handwriting. That's how we're doing
This is
today.
it's actually better because now when Manila comes out, she's just like truly is like opens the door, looks around like that like looks straight at the camera like, did that just fucking happen? Like just walk over. I think she is very tall, very very tan, long, dark, straight hair. And she's wearing like a red dress that's very elegant, very long, but like a big slit up the side. And so when she walks, it's all like truly looking too much like at the camera, like that was bananas, right? Like and like smoothing herself out and like walks up the thing. Definitely has one of those walks where you're like, damn, did she do modeling classes or something? Why is she walking so long? Like taking too much time. And then I'll walk over and like try to take offer my hands for Violetta to take.
Violetta will like look at you and like look you up and down and like take your hand and like very gently kiss it.
Love it. I know that there is a lot of choices to make, but I really believe that I will stand out amongst the rest in more ways than one. And then I'll do a little like cute little flutter of eyelashes.
Well, I'm excited to see.
Then I'll go on. And then if I'm near the other I don't want to stand near them. You know when there's like a normal distance that you stand by people? I want to stand as far as humanly possible. Like I'm enough that I'm still in the camera view, but I'm not enough that it's comfortable. Like on purpose, get away from them.
They have to change the shot angle of the camera. They switch to a wide angle camera.
Oh wait, she's going far. Get the wide angle.
All right, last but not least.
There's a solid like 10 seconds of nothing, followed by like a before the like driver gets out and comes to the back to offer a hand to help Fiona, who gingerly steps out. She has long like wavy cascading dark hair with a purple streak down it, a black sleeveless gown with like a slit along one side and the legs, dangerously high looking high heels, and she gets out, looks around, walks forward, goes right up to Violetta, will take a hand. Fiona Laurent of the Quebec Laurents.
My pleasure. Sorry, I'm not
sorry,
losing it.
Did you just make your character Quebecois?
Did I do what?
Did you just make your character Quebecois?
I don't
like
know.
From Quebec?
From Quebec. Yeah, I'm from Quebec. My character's Canadian. What about it?
I'm sorry, I'm dying. It's fine.
Are you Quebecois?
No, but I'm Canadian. It's fine.
I was like, oh no, Hamna's gonna throw down. Once you've all like lined up along the entryway, Violetta reaches behind her and grabs 3 roses. One like very large Osiria rose, which are white with red internal petals, and then 2 red roses, and hands one of the red roses to Tana, and one of the red roses to Felix, and then the Osiria rose to Zev, and says, I'm excited to meet all of you and get to know you, but some people just impressed me. Now, we don't start until the morning, so all of you have this evening to settle in, pick your rooms and get to know each other a little bit. I'll be around, but really this time is for you. And the servants show you into the house proper. This place is like, if you've ever been on like McMansion Hell on Tumblr, that's what this house is like. You walk into like the grand entryway and it's got those two like big staircases that go up to the top. Everything is like edged in gold. There are mirrors everywhere, which is really funny because Violetta walks past them and like you can't see her in them because Faye doesn't have a reflection. But there sure are mirrors everywhere in this place. And there's like beautiful statues and art on the walls. And the rooms in either wing are just like absolutely gorgeous, like with 4 poster beds and like little like chaise lounges and plenty of space to hang out. And also, sort of like in the like middle section of the house, there is an indoor pool and like hot tub spa area. There is like a little like snack bar / actual bar. Essentially, if you didn't want to leave this house, you would never have to. But yeah, what would you all like to do for your evening? You've got some downtime.
First thing I want to do is ask, are you keeping track of our points or should we do that on our own?
Would you like me to? I can.
No.
Okay, let me make... Well, while y'all chit-chat, let me make a chart.
Okay.
I think that Felix leans over to Thana and just kind of goes like, is this a cooking show? Is that what the brownies were about? Is like that's the deal?
Well, if it was, you certainly wouldn't be here, would you? I recall that your cooking is not exactly the greatest, but I'd be happy to teach you if you'd like.
I don't really think I need to learn anything from you. I mean, I got a rose. I mean, I grew these, but so I guess I could just
also have a
get more.
rose. Isn't that strange?
That's what I thought.
My rose has blood on it.
Can I go behind them and while they're talking, can I try to like steal something from like their pockets?
Yeah.
Just
go ahead and
roll past them.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a roll. Do you have a
Great.
skill that you're adding to your roll?
I do. I have theft.
Oh, sweet.
Great.
I love that.
It's 7 plus 8, 9. That's a 9.
Okay. So I would say on a 9, you can steal something, but they're aware that you've stolen it.
Okay, who do I want to piss off more? Who would be more funny? Yeah, I'll steal from. I think it's funnier to steal up from the sweetheart. So I'll steal from Donna.
Donna?
I'll just take it from Donna.
In my messenger bag so Tana's actually an architect, and funnily enough, they decided to bring with them all of their supplies. So there's like notebooks in there. There's like different pencils, rulers, protractors, the whole shebang.
Okay. I want to
pick your pick.
I want to take your notebook and be like, oh my gosh, these are so beautiful, such talent. And they always say that you always get to choose one thing, right? You get to be talented or you could be attractive. And I'm glad that you chose something that is lucrative. And I'll hand it back and be like, I am so excited that the 3 of you got roses. I guess we have decided to do it based on performance arts. You definitely all strike me as like theater kids, right? I'm glad that your time has come.
I was in a play once, actually. Yes, in high school.
I see.
It's really kind of you to notice, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, that is what they say about me, that I'm really kind. Once again, looking at the camera 2 points play. And then I'll look back and be like, what did you play? Like the main lead, the villain, the victim.
I was a tree, actually.
One? At this, Manila has nothing to say. So and then walk over to go see if she can annoy somebody else.
Fiona simply walks past, looks around, points her clutch at Squishy and says, "You can bring my bags up to my room."
What?
The bags up to my room.
For me? Yeah. I'm gonna
Hmm.
just open whichever one is right in front of me.
What's in there?
Are you opening my bag?
I'm opening whichever bag you have is closest to me. Yeah.
It's just like piles of blush and concealer and lipstick and eyeshadow and mascara. Just all of it.
Fiona is me.
Fiona is you. Are there any
You don't
fun
want to be
colors?
Fiona.
No, but that like when we go places, I have an entire like not suitcase but like bag devoted just to makeup.
Relatable.
One bag is 2 smaller like grocery store totes, and then 2 gallon Ziplocs of makeup.
But anyway, sorry, you were speaking.
Rena, were you saying something?
I was asking if they were fun colors or if it was all like
No.
normal colors.
No. No fun
Oh,
colors.
this is kind of boring. You can keep it actually.
Do you need the tip first? Or...
I mean, the tip, the whole thing, whatever you've got.
Sorry, you are the help, right?
Oh, I've never been any help in my life.
No, okay, I can see that. Very well. Servants.
I'm just going up the stairs. I'm opening every room. I'm checking which one I want.
The like after having watched this exchange with like deep humor, just to sort of see what would happen, a couple of the servants will come and take your bags, but they were not gonna help until after this played out.
A big eye roll and follow them up the stairs.
I think there's like a dawning look of horror that comes over Felix's face as like all of this happens. And like, oh no. This is a dating show. Oh no. Oh no, come on. I barely make minimum wage here. This is really, you'd think that working for immortality would really do something for you. Okay, this is fine. I can work with this. What's and they kind of gesture at Zev. What's your deal? That was a sick backflip.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm good at sports. I've been doing sports since I was really little. I was also in a play once, but I had to drop out because of the big game. Gotta train for the sports.
The big game.
What sport?
All of them really.
Oh wow, you played all of the sports?
I dabble in like most sports, yeah.
Can I steal
amazing.
from Zev?
You could try, yeah.
Great. Oh, I got a 12 plus, so it's 14. I got a 14.
On a 14, Zev has no idea that you've stolen from them.
Zev,
You do it so carefully.
what's in your bag, babes? What's in your bag?
Mostly just some random sports equipment, I think. And like a very tiny sketchbook.
Ooh. What's in the sketchbook? Can I take it and then look what's in it and then put it back so that I could be sneaky?
Yeah, on a
Yes.
14, absolutely.
I'm actually
Oh,
gonna see. I'm gonna draw the one picture that's in the sketchbook.
Oh no, is it gonna be something so cheesy? I'm really excited. I'm so amped. I'm so excited.
It is absolutely. Let me just draw it real quick.
Okay, someone else do a scene while this is happening.
while Alex draws. Are any of you rooming together, or are you all picking separate rooms? You can pick separate rooms.
No.
But you can.
Can I go over to Felix and be like, no, I'm gonna go over to Fiona. That's smarter. That's smarter. I'll go to Fiona. I'll go to Fiona and be like, your entrance was so phenomenal. I would just love to be able to be graced by your presence. Would you like to room together?
No, but you can see me tomorrow.
The villainess will remember this. Vanilla will remember this. Oh my god. That's okay. I will see you. I will definitely see you tomorrow.
I
Look
don't
at the
know why
camera.
you
Looks back.
enunciated it like that, but
I'll just walk away.
I will see you tomorrow.
That's a
Resist
threat.
the urge to steal from Fiona. Resist the urge.
I'm literally only holding a clutch.
What was Squishy doing at this time? Oh, Squishy was was looking through stuff. I like Squishy style. Hi, Squishy. Squishy, was it?
Yeah.
So, why do you want to marry Violetta? Is it for love? Is it for? I like gesture to you. Entertainment.
I mean, and there's just like a very long pause, and Squishy is like looking into the distance.
I start to walk away.
Thought I might be loved by someone one day.
Okay, you started talking again. Okay. I didn't know if you were going to continue. You just stared off a really long time.
Sorry, I was having a flashback.
Okay. So here's what's going to be really confusing for you is that honestly, I think you might be one of the more normal people here. So I don't know what to do with that. That being said.
I mean, I don't know why that would be confusing, but like, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Do you want a room together?
Sure.
Great. Villainess is 100% doing Manila is 100% doing this so she can put the things she steals and put it with her if she doesn't want them anymore.
When it comes to room arrangements, Tana definitely picks last. I think they're just like, no, you can pick the rooms that you think are best for you, whatever's most comfortable. I'll just take whatever's left over.
Okay, great. You can go last.
That's really generous of you. I mean, I have the groundskeeper's shack, so I don't really think I'm gonna take any of these rooms.
Shack?
No, if you're participating in the competition, I think you should stay here with everyone else.
I mean, if you want to stay together, that's fine with me. I'm glad you offered.
And Tana, I think, is a little bit flustered because I think that's not what they were offering at all. But they are too polite to correct Felix, I think. And so they're just kind of like,
oh no. I want to look so pointedly at the camera during this conversation.
I suppose we will be sharing a room tonight then. That'll be lovely.
Yeah, maybe you can teach me that cooking stuff that you were talking about earlier.
Yes, right. Although it might take you a little bit to learn. I'm not really sure that you have the knack for it, but I can definitely try.
I mean, it's just cookies. How hard could it be?
It's quite difficult. You know what they say? They say that baking is a science. And you were never really good at science.
Do they know?
I don't really need to be good at science, Tana. And as far as I remember, it was you who really struggled with building and lifting anything taller than you. So,
Yes, but at least I
sort this one out.
At least I understand the human body, which I think is more relevant to our time here than lifting things.
You can read about the human body all you want, but being able to hold someone is a little different. I'm sure you'll figure it out. And Felix kind of walks backwards a little bit and starts heading up the stairs.
I turn to Zev and go they're not gonna last a day.
What is the mystery doodle in Zev's notebook?
I'm so amped. Oh my god, is that supposed to be Zev?
It's
Drop?
their sports thing.
What's the sword for?
Fencing, but also just they think swords are cool.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
This
I
is
love
perfect.
Zev
I
so
want
much.
Zev to win so badly.
I would like that framed, please.
Yeah, can I get that tattooed, Alex?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it in the Discord after this. I'm
Yes.
probably gonna tweet it too on
Yes.
Sharkivist, which is my Twitter.
I think when Manila takes it and sees the picture, looks at Zev, looks at the picture, looks at Zev, recognizes that this is a self-portrait, takes the longest deep breath of all time, and then just puts it back. I think, and then
The
just
cameras do a zoom cut directly to the image.
Is that a Hello Kitty on the shirt? Chat wants to know.
It's the mascot. It's the
Go,
mascot of the
go
sports.
Wildcats!
It's
What
a sport mascot.
Zev, what
Just
school?
in the gates.
Zev, what high school?
The mascot is canine of indeterminate species.
Yes!
Okay, but of what? But of what institution? What is it? College? Is Zev in college? Should they be in classes?
Yeah. No, it's break right now for college. I don't know what college they go to. I am going to think of one. It's the local one.
K9U.
It's the local one. Okay, cool, cool.
On break
Yeah,
from the
so it's
local
like-
community college.
As soon as Zev and I have this conversation, I will now then turn to Squishy and go, not gonna last a day. Not gonna last a day.
No.
I don't know if this is a gossiping. Can I roll this to be a gossiping skill? I
Yeah,
don't
if
know
you'd
what I'm
like to.
gossiping. I just want everyone to put seeds of doubt.
Trying to put seeds of doubt in everyone's mind about everyone else.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Sometimes we see you can roll dice for certain things, and you do the skill right away. 6, 7, 8, 8.
It's a partial success. Or
12.
no.
I got
Oh,
12.
never mind. You got a 12. Never mind.
I got a +3 for gossiping, and I got it.
That's amazing. Yeah. Everyone who Manila has talked to you and been like, oh, that person's not gonna make it. You kind of believe her.
Nice. Good. Love it.
I'd like to roll for surprisingly useful obscure information.
I'm so excited. Please do.
I want to talk about the shortest lasting I want your bite contestant ever.
You're gonna tell this to me?
I'm telling it to you and the camera behind you.
Where you're talking to me and slowly your eyes are obviously turning towards the camera.
Yes. 8.
Okay. You know stuff. You don't know every
but yes.
You don't know every single detail, but you definitely can do us a pretty solid info dump.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a little bit like, I don't know if you watched season 2, but in the earlier seasons, the format was a little bit different. So the contestants could choose to go home essentially as early as they wanted if they walked up and they just kind of were like, this isn't going to work. Or like, I don't think I'm going to like the people here. Or if they saw other people that they knew and didn't like, because obviously they still aren't checking for that in people's backgrounds. And anyway, somebody got out of the limo once, looked up at the house, didn't even walk up the path and just got back in, and then it cut to the producers interviewing her for the exit interview.
Wait a second, Squishy, you're on to something. Wait a second. Do you think maybe Felix and Tana know each other?
I mean, I think so. It looks like they do.
For
I've never
sure.
been that bitchy with somebody I don't know.
Yep. True. Me either. Anyways, the point is we should try to figure out what it is. So then we can find out if they know each other very closely, maybe intimately. Because that messes with the whole thing, right? Felix isn't even supposed to be here.
No, I'm pretty sure
There we
Felix is supposed to be here.
I meant they're literally a gardener. I didn't mean like in a cool catty way. No, I mean genuinely. I think they literally just got off work.
No, because we were looking for them. That's why the limo went around.
I don't think that means what you think it means. I think it means that they didn't sign up for this.
I'd rather focus on bettering myself than worsening others, because other
Okay.
people worsen themselves.
This is a really great idea. I'm not going to do that. I'm fully not going to do that. And I'm going to also let you know now, it's just going to get worse from here. And the reason, I'm going to lean really close. And you know the reason I'm telling you this, Squishy? Because I know if you tell anybody, no one will believe you. And I will walk away.
I'm sitting, I'm looking off to the side like, yeah, I guess people don't really believe me when I say things.
The camera zooms in as you say that, and then it fades. And in the post-production, the producers have put in some sad music.
In the arms of an angel.
And then they cut, they cut directly to commercial. But yeah, all of you settle into your rooms for the night. Possibly a little bit more hostilely than others, some of you. And the next morning, you are awoken by music that plays into everyone's rooms to wake everyone up. There's like unseen speakers that you can't like find that are playing just kind of like not like modern music. It's playing like loud classical music. And you are all summoned down to the central hall as soon as you can get up and get ready for the first of your challenges.
Fiona wakes up like a movie character with a perfect face of makeup.
100%. Manila looks like disheveled, but like in a sexy way. Like her hair is all tousled. Her like her silky pajamas are like kind of all over the place. Be like, oh my gosh, did I wake up late? I'm so sorry. I must have slept in. Squishy was talking the whole night about every season of I Want Your Bite. Every single season.
I've seen all of them twice.
And I wanted to tell her, I thought I should let her talk because, we should be kind to those less fortunate than us.
I did also spend the entire night, out of character, I'm saying this, Squishy also spent the entire night blowing up balloons of varying shapes and sizes.
Yeah, I think 100%. I think she slept like a baby. She 100% like put on headphones and but she wants to blame you for something.
White noise.
It's just white noise of it blowing up. So cursed. So incredibly cursed.
I think in contrast to Manila waking up late, Tana actually was up before the music went off. They were actually up early and they went and found like one of the, I assume Violetta must have servants. And so they actually went to go and find one of the cooks and to ask what Violetta's favorite breakfast foods are. And then they would have spent the entire morning making breakfast for everyone, but especially for Violetta.
You have a skill that lets you do that, right?
I have home economics.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Oh my god, home economics. You're gonna sew at some shit, aren't you? You're gonna be like, whoop whoop whoop.
I rolled a 13 total.
Nice. It is like it's a 5-star breakfast. And like the servants help you like lay it out on the plates and stuff. You don't have to do the plating. But like it is like a 5-star breakfast. It's phenomenal. And Violetta, who either you're not sure if Faye sleeps or if she's also just up really early, like comes out and like sees you cooking and like grabs a glass of like I forget what kind of champagne you drink in the morning, but the morning champagne, and like takes a sip and watches you cook. Yes, that's what they're called, mimosas. Like takes a sip and watches you cook for a little while, and then like goes and sits at the table with like a smile.
I think Felix also woke up really early because they are a farmer. They get up at the crack of dawn. They're out working, I think, for most of the morning. And I think right as like the music's starting and everyone's starting to perhaps gather for this very generous breakfast, Felix comes in with a handful of herbs from the garden. And I can use my backpack of random resources if you'd like me to roll for this.
Yeah.
From the garden to kind of add just the last little flourish onto the breakfast meal. If I
Yes.
would be so kind.
Please
Oh
do.
my gosh.
While Felix is doing that, as
no.
well, I think Tana's just gonna like lean over and say, "Ah, I see. It seems you did learn something after all."
Yeah, you've just been so helpful and sweet. That's an 11 total.
Nice.
For resourcefulness of herbs that I think go perfectly with the specific specific flavor. I don't really know of mimosa and like the palette of the breakfast happening here.
Yeah, you like there was nothing missing from Tana's breakfast, but you've elevated it by bringing an entirely new element to the plate of like the fresh herbs.
I'm so glad we've been watching Worst Chefs in America.
All
Worst Cooks in America.
It's all we do.
Really preparing you for this.
Fiona will come in and sit down and take a mimosa, and when food is offered to them, will say, "Oh no, I don't eat breakfast."
Like, ever?
No. Food before noon? Who do you think I am?
I literally don't know. But, okay.
Obviously.
And then I will turn to, once again, I will turn to, let's do Felix, and lean to Felix and be like, some people, Can I once again roll for gossip?
Yeah, you can roll the gossip.
I just think some people are just, 8. That's 8 plus 9, 10, 11, 12. 12.
It's very convincing gossiping.
I'll just be like, can you believe some people will come here and act like they're so much better than other people? I guess you would probably understand that, seeing as you and Tana have a little rivalry, whatever that is.
Whatever, what is?
You and Tana's back and forth, that is incredibly obvious that you know each other from the past. That thing.
Oh, I mean, we met a few years back. Not really memorable, I think. For me, at least.
The camera zooms in on Tana's deadpan face as Felix is talking.
Not memorable. When I think people aren't memorable, I usually don't bring up the past of like their failures and successes. Usually, I just don't remember any of it.
Yeah, you really don't seem like the type to gossip.
No, not at all. And then I will hold up the like notebook I stole from Donna like a little ago and like, Donna, you dropped this.
Oh, thank you so much for finding that. I've been looking for it all night, actually.
Oh, it's totally fine. I thought I saw it near, and then I'll be like, I thought I saw it near Felix's room, but it probably just fell when you were walking to the same room.
Oh, well, I mean, we did stay in the same room last night, so I suppose that makes sense. You've been so helpful this whole time, Manila. I would actually love to. I watched some of the other seasons of this show, and I heard that there's like group competitions that happen, and I would love to team up with you if you want.
You're not sure you want to team up with Felix? It seems like you have a lot of chemistry between the two of you. And you even share the same room.
That's certainly true, but I think your kindness deserves some sort of reward, and I think that together we would make a really good team.
Okay. Squishy, I'm not going to be on your team. I'm quitting your team.
Teams haven't formed yet.
I'm just letting you know we're not on the same team.
Okay.
When everyone gets there, Fiona will stand and raise a glass and say, "A toast to our illustrious host. thank you for having us all here. No matter where we come from, it's much appreciated.
Thank you. A toast to all of you as well for being here. My deepest pleasure. Now, I hope you've all had enough to eat this morning. We have a bit of a fun activity for you today. Not to say that my gardener hasn't been doing a wonderful job, because they have, but I've acquired some new hedges that I would just love to be shaped into something new. So, for your first competition, each of you can pick one of my new hedges and make them into whatever you'd like.
Are you sure that's a good idea? We've been working on those for like a few months.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going to get rid of these afterwards.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay.
Like I said, I love yours. Now, you have an hour to do whatever you want to one of these hedges. I won't interfere, but you're welcome to ask my input if you're concerned. Does anyone have any questions?
Only one, Violetta. What
Yeah.
is your favorite animal?
And my favorite, I'm quite fond of peacocks, actually. There are a few that wander the grounds.
I did notice. They're quite beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. I love them. They do get away every once in a while and have to be chased through town.
It is kind of a wonder that something so beautiful and sweet can be so vicious once you get to know it a little more.
Oh, they do bite, don't they?
Once again,
And
staring
I
so
suppose-
intently at the camera.
And I suppose you wouldn't want to be the one receiving that bite now, would you?
Oh, you know, every once in a while. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, what tools are we allowed to use? Just like anything?
Whatever you think is most applicable.
Cool.
Balloon animals.
Bluto. Jesus Christ. The pointed attacks and we're just all having to be like witnesses to it is so funny. We're just all standing there and we're like, all right. Okay.
Well, good luck.
Damn. Okay. Gotta think.
So
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Rue, do you want to explain how this part of the game
Yes.
works?
So this is the challenge portion of the game. They come in scenes. This one is an individual challenge. So each of you will roll independently to create your sculpture. If you don't have a skill that you think you can apply, roll a straight 2d6. But if you have a skill that you think even a little bit you can apply, like if you think theft is useful here, you can can explain how you apply it, go ham. The skills are meant to be taken in like the vaguest way possible. But yeah, so this is like your space to like show off essentially.
Just one skill?
You can only add one skill to a roll, yes.
Okay.
I'm fascinated. Do you have more than one that would work for tree trimming?
Every skill that I have works for tree trimming.
Understood.
I have one question.
Yeah.
And this is out of character. What shape are the hedges?
They start as like kind of like cylinders, like they're cylindrical.
Okay.
Okay.
I also want you to know that when I designed the order of your guys' challenges, I did not realize that Felix was a gardener, so I've started with an extremely advantaged heavy Felix run.
I love this.
But yeah. So yeah. Violetta like sits like not sits but like is like leaning up against the balcony overwards, just kind of like watching.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I want to go last.
I'll go first.
Do it, Rena. Do it.
Okay, do I roll first and then tell you, or do you want me to tell you first and then roll?
Roll first and then tell me.
Okay, it was like you're nodding.
It's super important that you roll first and then tell me, because if you fail, I want you to tell me exactly how you fail and what it looks like.
Excellent. I only have 1d6 and I'm just rolling it 2 times.
Okay.
Thank you. Petunia's potty chauffeur is here.
Oh.
So that's 10.
Oh, that's a full success. So you do a phenomenal job. I like seeing bits and pieces of the dog as she fades in from the screen.
She has to go potty. Okay. So, I've done a phenomenal job using my parkour skills, actually. And I have very delicately trimmed this large former cylinder into a mirror frame so that whatever part of the grounds it's facing out, it looks like just like a beautiful portrait of the grounds through this like
Nice.
delicate hole in the hedge that I had to use wire to like structurally build. And if you look a little closely at the wire, some of it is bent like balloon animals, but only because that's genuinely a pretty good way to tie things.
That's so good.
I'm glad that you used your parkour to do that.
Yeah, I just flip over things a lot.
All right. Who would like to go next?
I can go. I will roll. Boopity, boopity, boopity. Oh no. 8. That's just an 8.
Okay, that's a partial success. So like you
Okay.
do it, just not to the same like astronomically cool degree.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'd like to use my theft, and I love to steal. What can I say? Which is ironic for me. But anyways, I would like to steal Fiona's, like one of Fiona's dresses. And like, does Fiona have a wig, you think?
Probably 1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna steal that too. And her makeup, and I'm going to trim the hedge in Violetta's shape and then put on the clothing so it looks like kind of like her. I think it was a partial success because the wig doesn't look like Violetta's hair at all. So it's vaguely like Violetta, but it also could just be a woman. Could just be any woman, really. I could just be like, this is just a femme-bodied person. That's it. That's all I got. This is a person in a dress.
You made a
Congrats.
generic MILF tree instead of a specific MILF tree.
Correct. I made a generic MILF tree. Except for I did make sure to make like little fangs on, like cut like really small, so then it looks like there's little fangs on where the mouth would be.
Very good. All right, I know Fiona's going last, so
All right, I'll go next. So I used my furry friends skill, but I also unfortunately have a flaw in that cat fights aren't really my thing, and I don't really like to be in direct competition with other people. So I took a -1 as well to my roll. So with that, even still, I rolled an 11.
nice.
So-
That's a full success.
I think the way that Tana does it is they asked that question for a reason. They have turned this hedge into a peacock, and they used like little flowers that they found here and there. They actually picked the flowers from like other bushes that were around, kind of deliberately, of different colors and things like that, and put it in the peacock to make it look like the actual like coloration and like patterns of what peacock feathers will look like. But they, in so doing, so they actually do also have like band-aids on their face the way that I do right now, but now they have like new cuts that have like formed on their face and arms from like working so hard and not really like thinking about what they were doing too much. But it's a very, very intricate and like detailed peacock.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Okay, I think I figured out what
looks
I'm
like
gonna.
they're fuming. But yeah, what's up, Zev?
So I have physical prowess. What is the name of my skill? I have to find it in my notes. I have physical prowess, but that also applies to like fine motor skills, dexterity, and really
Yeah.
just not only like hacking into a bush, but also just like the finer details like drawing and stuff. And so I'm going to use physical prowess to help me. Zev is going to start like trimming the bush and stuff with like a baseball bat or something. If I mention a sport, do I have to explain it?
No, it's
Basically, the
only if
rules of
someone
baseball.
else. It's only if someone
Mhm.
else mentions the sport.
But yeah, they like start like hitting some of the loose twigs loose with the baseball bat. And they're gonna try to sculpt a cat. Um, I rolled a 9 plus the 3, so that's a 12.
Well,
Even though it
perfect.
is yeah. Yes, the cat does look a little bit like a canine. You know the thing where it's like furries that are used to drawing dogs draw like every animal like dogs? It's kind of like that.
Collective pain that we all experienced.
Like you can tell it's a cat, but it has some canine features, yeah.
The niche that you all felt, and I just was like, why does everyone know what that means? I don't know what that means. Why do you all know what that means? You all made a face at the exact same time, and I was like, this is like when everyone was having a sex talk, and I was sitting there and asexual, like, what is happening right now? Why are we all talking about this? What's happening?
Isabella, it's because we were all on Tumblr. Like that's why.
I was also on Tumblr, but I was on the role playing side, and I don't know if I was just never encountering furries. I don't know. I just never saw them. I didn't even know they existed till like I went to a first con, and I was like, "Oh, that's fun. Why is there mascots here?" Who's the
This is a
mascot?
tangent and totally unrelated, but when we had Rena's birthday at the Riverfront Carousel Park, it was also the Pacific Northwest furry meetup at the Riverfront Carousel Park.
Amazing.
So there were just like 50 people in fursuits at the carousel.
It's for you, actually, Rena. This was your birthday surprise. That's what you did.
True. It made up for the the other things surrounding that birthday.
Rip.
All right. Felix, how would you like to do your job? I guess that you're getting paid. You are getting paid more for being on the show. Like you get a bonus for being on the show. It's very exciting.
That is actually very exciting for Felix. The first thing I have to do, though, is roll my flaw, which is that I would rather relax than throw myself into these constant competitions. So every challenge, I must roll this d6, and if it is a 1, I do not participate, but thankfully that is a 5, so I will be doing my job. And I will be using my backpack of random resources, the random resources here being my favorite pair of hedge trimmers, because obviously I have a pair. And they're like my lucky hedge trimmers. So let's go ahead, and that was not very good. See, that can I do my job with a 6? I don't think so. And I think Felix is in fact so distraught by the way that all of the other competitors are like destroying all of the hard work that they've done to make the hedges the way that they were, because I think they spent the last, like, they didn't know what this was for, but they made the hedges those circular cylinders that everyone is just carving into right now. Yeah, they made the cylinders and everyone is just carving into them. So I think Felix is actually just kind of like running around the rest of the competitors like areas and like picking up all of the like loose trimmings that are on the ground and moving them to like the compost pile and like where they're supposed to go, and being like, you are going to cut yourself very badly, use like these, and like handing, like shoving a pair of like hedge trimmers into Zev's hands instead of a baseball bat because they're freaking out, and just like going back and forth, so much so that I think that they don't actually finish or even begin starting work on their own. They're just like really busy taking care of the rest of the garden as havoc is wrought, I think, is what happens for Felix.
All right, last but of course not least, Miss Fiona.
Felix is gonna hate me. Fiona, I rolled a 10 for
Okay.
unusual, exciting talent.
Ooh.
Fiona will take the hedge trimmers and make a like cubist rendition of the various competitors. Like, I took a year abroad in Spain. I actually studied with an apprentice of Pablo Picasso. And this represents our collective hope for the future of this competition. And then I would like to use my special ability, Steal the Show, as I pull out a lighter, flick it, and throw it at the bush. So I have to roll Command the Conversation, and if I succeed, I get a bonus point.
Nice.
Oh, my dice fell off my desk. Yeah, that's an 11 to Command the Conversation.
That's amazing. Everyone else is like showing off their creations as Violetta walks past, and then you like Molotov cocktail your tree, and like she
There
like
is no
jumps
hope for
back
the
in
future.
surprise and goes, "Oh, I never thought of that. That's fascinating."
Felix screams and runs for the hose.
Thank you, dear.
This is a fire hazard. No, not
Oh,
even. This
yeah.
is just a fire.
This is just a fire.
Yeah, the hazard implies that a fire will occur. A fire has this is just a fire.
The
This is
hazard
just a
is
fire.
the
The
fire.
tech crew is having a nightmare. Like, Felix ran for the hose, and so did 6 different tech crew members.
All the producers are all running. They're like, shit.
The producer like, cut to commercial right now.
Is it live? Is this a live show?
Oh, no. Okay. They have
Be
to be
so
able to do
hilarious.
post. This is an aside. I would love to do a production of this that I like ridiculously overproduced and did like talking head bits and like music insert.
What I'm hearing is our next charity stream idea.
I'm writing this down.
If you pre-record it, you could do all of the editing
Yeah.
in post. I'm just saying, it's very possible.
I'm thinking.
Oh, the interview moments would be so funny. Oh my god, I can't even
And I
fucking
could
imagine.
change my outfits.
And everyone could change outfits, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I kept track of all your scores for that round. So for those at home, a full success gets you 2 points. A partial success gets you 1 point. A failure doesn't get you any points. And Fiona's special ability won her an extra point, so she got 3 points this round. Sorry.
I actually would also like to use my special ability, which is no worries. Just failing a challenge doesn't bother me at all. Actually, once per day, when I fail a challenge, I can take the loss with ease and gain a point for losing with grace.
Woo!
Damn it. Y'all are fucking gaining these points. I want the immortality.
Did Felix lose with grace though? Felix kind of freaked out. I would like to ask
they did-
you.
They did save Violetta's home, so I feel like, and the rest of Fair's garden. So if all those hedge trimmings like stayed there, it would have been really bad for everyone involved. So
Especially with
just
that
taking
fire.
care of everything. Yeah. Nice try though. Nice undermining effort. I appreciate it.
Look,
Who
I'm here
is
to
the-
win.
Who is the villain here? I thought I was the villain. I came here. There's a lot of anger happening between the two of them. I was like, what is happening?
Tana is secretly the villain.
Could you
He's-
imagine?
He's just hiding behind their really cute smile.
He's a villain, but only to Felix. He's
They're
the villain
Felix's
exclusively.
villains specifically.
Yeah.
I've been nothing but kind to literally everyone else. That's all.
This
Um,
is true.
and Violetta like gives all of you like your points and like is very pleased and like does like thank Felix like, oh, I do appreciate you taking the time to clean up the garden, but you don't have to do that right now, you know.
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused about how my contract is working with this new thing. Sorry about that. I'll try harder next time.
No worries, don't worry. The production crew is taking care of the gardens in your absence.
Do they know how to do that?
They told me
I
they
mean, I
have
just have
people
been
for
working
that.
really hard.
I
Oh,
know.
Okay. Okay.
Don't worry. If you need to check on it, you can. But I don't want you to feel like you have to. And as we go to lunch, would you like to take a quick break? Like 10 minutes to. Yeah. All right. When we get back, our characters will be coming back for their evening game, which will be a group competition. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Fiona is in their room, sitting in front of a mirror with headphones on, and if you could hear inside them, it'd just be like one of those like affirmation CDs, like "You are valued." Why is that? That's because I
don't
you
know.
muted. I'm sorry.
Are we back now?
Free.
Yeah, we should be
Free
good
from
now.
sound jail.
I mean, at least we have captions, so y'all knew what was happening.
Yeah.
But sorry about that. But yeah, so Fiona is listening to affirmation CDs.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Quietly
I think-
in their
I forgot to
room.
unmute the audio.
No worries.
I think maybe Felix is helping Zev with this push-up endeavor by sitting on their back. Because ideally, my relaxing presence is just kind of chilling you out as you're hyping yourself up here.
It is like being near Felix is like the chillest vibe possible. It's like very zen to be near Felix.
They just like kind of smell like the earth in a really nice way, and like herbs all the time.
Yeah.
I think Tana is probably preparing by doing what they know best, which is walking around the grounds, walking around the house actually, and studying its layout, studying its architectural features and whatnot, and like kind of committing them to memory. I think they've got like their notebook out and they're like taking notes as well as they're doing this, just kind of being like, oh yeah, the vaulted ceilings are really nice here, and like taking notes and drawing a little map, I think, of the manor as best that they can.
Fascinating.
I wanna. This
yeah.
is so shady. This is some shady behavior. Is
Good.
there a way for me to try to find Violetta?
You can, yeah. You absolutely can.
I'm gonna search out Violetta. When I find her, I'll be like, I know that we aren't like supposed to like talk to you right before competition, but I think there are people being really deceptive here.
Oh?
So sorry, this is so funny. I think there are people. Yeah, I think they're. I feel like when we first all came here, we were all supposed to be strangers. And there are two people who very obviously have past history, and it's definitely messing with the vibes of the mansion. And I just wanted to be really transparent with you because I don't think that they are, and someone should be, because that's what you deserve.
Could you roll gossip for me?
Yeah. I've always wanted to do this. 10. That's a 13.
A 13.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You come to see Violetta, and like she's like in fair like sitting room, and so like like they'll like have you come and sit down, and she'll like gesture for you to sit, and like Faye's like nodding along as you talk, and like, oh well, I'm quite sorry. I didn't know it was going to mess up the atmosphere of the entire house. Well, maybe we'll have a chat, make sure everything's okay. I want to check in and make sure that that everyone's doing okay. If it's worrying you, it might be worrying the others as well.
I'm so glad that you were. I think when she's sitting like perched and trying to look all sweet. She's like, I'm so glad that you were so caring. I didn't want to be a bother, but I was really worried about everyone else who might feel really tense about the situation. Thank you so much for prioritizing our mental health. I hope that you have a great day.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you at the competition, and I will leave.
I'm very excited. Thank you very much.
As soon as I leave, like the camera probably watches me as I leave, and I'm like smiling and sweetly, and I turn and I'm like, make eye contact and be like, and like continue walking.
If I may, I think because Tana's going around the house and trying to make a map of it, how much of that conversation do you think Tana has overheard?
From that camera zoom.
Give me either a flat roll, or if you have something that you think will help, you can add that.
I'm gonna just do a flat roll, and I'm gonna add my
You're
-1 because I think this is like a direct competition scenario.
Home
I'll
economics.
take the L.
What if you said home economics?
7.
A 7. Okay.
It would kill me.
I think you sort of like wander into the hallway where Violetta's rooms are, probably about halfway through the conversation. So you don't catch the beginning, but you do catch the bit where Manila is talking about how she's very worried about how it's affecting the competitor's mental health, and Violetta is going to like check in with everyone and make sure that everyone's okay with two folks who are maybe at odds.
Okay, yeah. So I think Tana like didn't hear the names, so they don't know that this is about them and about Felix. And maybe they like maybe Manila kind of comes out of the room and Tana's there with the notebook out, and it's like, Manila, I hope you'll forgive me. I overheard a little bit of your conversation with Violetta, and I just wanted to say I think it's so kind of you to care about the other contestants the way that you have. I'm so floored by the way that you're conducting yourself. You have so much integrity.
I think when she comes out and she makes that contact with the camera, like, got him, and then turns and goes, hey, yes, me with integrity. I just am worried about the group, like the group that we have made for the team.
Yes, of course. What do you think is the problem? Maybe I could help fix it a little bit. I have a little bit of training in mediation, and I could maybe sit some people down and we could have a nice little chat.
Yeah, for sure. In Manila's mind, she is like spinning a wheel and throwing a dart, like, who do I blame now? And she will like, I just think that who would be the most funny to go into the bus? I just think that Fiona attitude is really affecting us. I don't use the word bully lightly, but I feel like there's a bit of a bullying atmosphere. I saw that she took Zev's notebook out and took it. And I just think that that's really mean because, as we know, Zev is just not super smart. And I just think that we should be very considerate of that.
Well, I think we all have our own skills that we bring to this competition. And I'm sure Zev has, they're clearly very, very physically capable.
Strong, right?
Yes.
Very athletic.
I'm really sorry to hear that Fiona's been bullying Zev. I would have never pegged her to be a bully, but I guess you don't really know people.
I didn't witness it personally. I just heard it through the grapevine. Squishy is very well and connected.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Cut to Squishy doing something absolutely bananas.
Making balloon animals.
Yeah, Squishy is making balloon sculptures.
And I thought Squishy was getting involved, and then I saw some behaviors myself, and I just thought, oh my gosh, this is obviously affecting more than one person.
Okay.
She hasn't done anything to you, right?
No, I didn't even know anything about this. But look, I think that the best way to handle this situation is you have to handle it immediately. So I think what we should do is stage a little bit of an intervention for Fiona. I think it could be really good for her if we all just kind of got together and just, said that, Fiona, we really care about you, but we think that your behavior is a little bit toxic to the group. What do you think?
I definitely agree. We should do that after the competition, so then
no. It's a group challenge. We have to make sure we have cohesion before the challenge. We should do it before. I think that'll really help us.
Okay.
My question
Go
is,
ahead.
Why do you care about Fiona?
I care about everyone, darling.
Oh, okay.
Except for Felix.
Tana cares about everyone.
Tana cares about everybody but Felix.
Look, Manila, you clearly know a lot more about the situation than I do, so I think you should also lead the intervention. I can be there as support as much as you need, but...
Mm-hmm. Good idea. We should do that immediately. I have to pee. I'll be back.
Okay, I'll gather everybody.
I'm going to run and grab Squishy.
Okay.
And Tana's going to go and try and gather everybody around.
Are they bringing Violetta or no?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think yes, because this is Violetta's house. This is Violetta's show, and Thana's like, well, we can't do this behind fair back. That's not very cool. So yes, Violetta is being brought.
Excellent. If you are going to find Squishy is making blowing up round balloons, and then has a balloon baseball bat, and has handed it to Seth to see if they can hit balloon baseball.
So in baseball, since you mentioned it, there's a rule against like having the baseball be a non-standard weight. So I think this would be illegal in sports, which makes it really fun to try out. And they're gonna just like toss the balloon up, and it falls really slowly because it's a balloon. They're gonna try to hit it, and they completely whiff because they're not used to such a light bat, which is also made of a balloon.
So bananas. I walk up to the group like, I need your help. What is this? What is this?
What do you
I
need
just
our help
finished
with?
doing my push-ups.
Okay, I'm glad you're here too. Come here quickly.
Felix is also here, right? Because you were helping with the push-ups?
Okay, so
I
are
think
you
so,
wait.
but once the balloon animals came out, I think Felix has like gone to tend to their garden a little bit.
Oh my god. Okay, so quick thing. I just feel like I wanted to tell you all that Fiona is bullying me. Okay, cool. We all know this. Great. Now let's grab everyone and confront her. Yeah? I'm saying this
Fiona
to
was bullying. Like as we're walking, I'm turning to Zeb and like, did you know Fiona was bullying people? I thought she was just a bitch.
Zev was not paying attention to the bullying thing. They were playing with the baseball.
They're extremely focused on the baseball.
Okay.
Shifting into sports mode.
As I'm walking, I'll be like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Is there a oh wait a second. Okay, so something set fire earlier. Can I steal from Fiona? Fiona's in her room, right? Like they're in their room.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna
Interesting.
nothing too suspicious, don't worry. There has to be. Can I try to find like some sort of like lighter or like match or something?
Yeah, give me a flat roll to see if
Okay.
you can find one.
That's a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think like you don't find like necessarily like a like Bic lighter, but they definitely have like those kitchen blowtorches, and you could definitely find one of those.
Okay. I'm going to go over to one of those. What are those?
Smoke detector?
The smoke detector, and like light it up right underneath it. But be careful not to like things, so that the smoke detector will go off. And then we'll have to evacuate to the yard, and then we do the competition.
The
This
fire
is
alarm does indeed go off.
I'm so glad. I'm doing a great job. I would like to say, I want to say this right now. I'm not a very good deceptive person. I'm really bad at like lying games. So this is like, I'm going to have to, I'm trying so hard to big brain. It's so hard.
And all of you are like ushered outside as the fire alarm goes off, and like the like house staff and the production crew are like looking around trying to find the source of like what went off, and like so you're all waiting outside. And Violetta is like not quite ready for the evening's festivities, so instead of wearing like the gown that they had planned to wear, like she's still like in like her like I just killed my husband bathrobe. So like just like one of those big, like the base is silk and then the sleeves are like that billowy like tulle and feathers, and just like looking at everyone like is everyone okay? No one got hurt?
A bit perplexed by everything that's happening. Everyone looks very stressed, but otherwise fine. Thank you for your care.
Of course. I mean, it would be terrible of me to have any of you get hurt for this. That was not my purpose. Well,
Can I take in the energy that's happening right now? Of like Fiona have absolutely no idea. Donna like looking over Fiona being like, we need to talk. And like it just God, I love it so much. I love it.
Maybe this was actually a good idea because Tana, didn't you have something you wanted to bring up with everyone? You told me you wanted to gather everyone anyway, right?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to check first. Is your house okay? The fire alarm went off and I didn't see a fire, but
I don't see any either. And as far as the crew could say, they couldn't find anything. So maybe someone just. Sometimes people get a little bit enthusiastic in the kitchen and set it off.
Flash cut to the.
Yes, I did want to gather everyone, and I guess now that we're all here, it's a better time than any. So I think that we have all been now given information about some uncomfortable behavior amongst the cast, and yes, and I think that we should talk about it. Actually, Manila, I think you should take the floor.
You know what is a great idea that I think, what if we put all of it to bed by just doing the competition? I think all the problems can be resolved through teamwork and kindness and cooperation.
Exactly. I agree. And that is why we need to ensure that everyone here is being kind and cooperative. And I have heard that some people, and Tana will look over at Fiona, have not been behaving in that way. And Fiona, I'm sure that you have your reasons, but I just think that it's not very kind of you to bully others, you know?
Oh, my reasons are that I don't need any of you.
Hey, Zev, do you ever think about lacrosse?
Oh, yeah. I love lacrosse. The lacrosse is actually like one of the oldest sports that was practiced in the US. Because it started a long time ago. And basically the rules of lacrosse are so you know the big net.
So as Zev is doing this, can I also at the same time go, Squishy, you know what? I would love to know more about I Want Your Bite season 3. And then as they're talking over each other, look to the producers and be like, I could do this all day. Start the fucking competition.
Well, I do still have some concerns. It seems that maybe we'll need to have some chats later. But if we'd rather move forward, we can have the competition and then maybe we can all talk individually afterwards.
Yes. And also, I would really like to get this done before dinner.
Okay. Unfortunate, as we are doing a moonlit obstacle course.
Then I'd like to eat dinner.
Please do eat dinner, yes. We can go back inside for that.
Oh my god, Squishy.
And for everyone's reference, it is a full moon tonight.
Oh.
So we're doing an obstacle course in the light of the full moon.
The helmet goes on!
Oh my god.
Are you a Were football player?
I'm not really aware
Have
of
you ever
anything.
heard of Were football?
I'm not aware of anything. Jesus Christ.
The bag stays.
All right, folks, that was the line of the night. Thanks for coming.
Bye. See you later. I hope you like the espionage happening.
I think we have a good
Someone
VOD title,
please.
Rowan. I'm not aware of anything.
I'm not aware of anything.
Someone clip that, please.
I did also like the bag stays on during sports.
The bag stays on during sports. But yeah, you can all have dinner. It's like a very concerned dinner. Like Violetta keeps looking like over at Fiona and then over at Felix and then over at Tana and like looking between you all and like trying to check in without like asking anything because Faye wants to like let you come to her privately, but like very clearly like concerned.
Violetta, I would love to spend time with you privately.
Well, I think we might have some time to chat this evening after the competition if you're all interested.
That would be lovely.
I'm glad.
Coffee.
I want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable here, so. Sorry, I just keep looking at the sports helmet.
It's really
yeah.
good.
I feel like the vibes of dinner are very tense. And then at the end of it, Violetta's like, we will be doing this in teams. So if you'd like to get into groups of 2, since you split quite evenly, whoever would like to be together, I won't assign your groups. I feel that's rude of me.
Zev! Yes.
And Zev does 2 thumbs up with their gloved hands. They're wearing football gloves.
During dinner?
What are football
During
gloves?
dinner. Do they wear gloves in I think they wear gloves in football.
Yeah,
They
hold
do
the ball
sometimes
better,
have gloves.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Zev is wearing football gloves during dinner, Squishy is like alternating a bite to their own mouth, a bite to Zev's mouth, so they can eat.
I love this image because Zev is also just just using their hands and like the gloves and everything, but also getting food from Squishy. I love that.
I'm gonna sit by Donna and be like, I'm going to extend an olive branch to Fiona. And I think it's a good idea to go be in a group with her, so then she will be with Felix, just in case she starts being rude or something. Felix seems like a very calm, nice individual.
That's a good idea. I think Fiona could clearly use a calming and kind presence like yours to maybe set a good example for her. So
right.
Yes.
Plus, I think it'd be a really good idea for you and your roommate to be teammates. All right, I'll see you later, and I'll like go and sit by Fiona.
I think at that point is when Donna realizes that, oh no, wait, the only person left to be partners with is Felix. And they kind of just turn slowly to Felix.
Do you remember when we used to go hiking?
Yes, I do. I also remember that you used to complain the whole time.
That's because I had to literally carry you up the mountain because you're too short to climb over any of the boulders that we were going over.
Look, my feet were hurting after only 2 of those. Why did you pick a route that was so steep in the first place?
It has a great view. It was a great view. It was nice.
It was nice at the top once we were there. Okay,
Well,
but what
let's
about
just-
hiking?
Well, let's just get to the top here. Okay, we can just work together for once, maybe?
Okay, fine. I suppose we do have similar skill sets, and so that might come in handy.
You are all led out onto the field, which has been sort of overtaken by one of those like not real obstacle courses. It's almost like one of those like blow up obstacle courses you see at like state fairs. So it's not like a going to be impossible to navigate obstacle course, but it is like an obstacle course. We have to like climb over things and go through a ball pit and go through go up the like blow up slide and down the blow up slide and that sort of thing. And it is like a tag team activity. So like you go through half of it, and your partner will go through the other half of the obstacle course. And for group activities, you roll and add your scores together. So it's a cumulative roll.
As we are walking out, I turn and see Manila like close behind me. I'm like, is there something that you need help with?
Yeah, we're teamed up. If you don't like it,
Oh
you can
no, I don't believe that'll be necessary.
That's great. How about you chill the fuck off, the diva, really quick? Because we're gonna have a fucking problem if you don't. We're working together
No.
because if we don't, then they can make issues for Felix and Sweet Snow White or wherever the hell her thing is.
Yes, that's not my problem. I'll be attempting this on my own. My flaw is that I have to do all group challenges on my own.
You can you can join a different group, Manila. So because
I'll go.
Because Fiona is literally not allowed to compete.
Who should I? Yeah, I'll go in. I'll go to Squishy and Squishy's team and be like, "Hi, are you still doing the baseball thing at this point?"
No, it's dinner time. I'm feeding.
Oh yeah, I go sit with. Sorry, I forgot the feeding bit. I'll go to the thing and then sit in the. I look at the group where there's obviously like weird something going on over there, and then something even weirder happening here, and going. They really said the lesser of two evils. Okay, I'm gonna like go sit down with the. Squishy.
I do want to emphasize that Zev is wearing this football helmet during dinner.
We
would navigate the fork through the
through like the things.
Are you wearing a football mouth guard too? Like, do they have to get past the mouth guard?
No mouth guard.
Okay, that's good.
That would make it hard.
I think if you were, Violetta would have joked about how they don't make them for mouths like hers.
Oh my god, this is
they do.
bananas.
You mold them to your mouth. We both start info dumping at the same time.
Oh, they mold? Fascinating.
I'm sitting there wishing I was dead.
I'm sitting there wishing I was the vampire mouth guard, but that's on me, I guess.
Oh! Where do I sign up to be the vampire mouth guard?
Where to become vampire mouth guard? I
think, honestly, like, Violetta's kind of enjoying the mood of being in her widow robe. And so Faye's just decided, like, they're not going to change. Like, Faye's going to stay in her robe.
I love it.
And so as you're all walking out, like, she's, like, billowing in front of you in the wind because it's, like, just vaguely windy enough to make the robe whoosh. And turns around in front of the obstacle course and is like, now, I'm quite excited to see how you do working in pairs. And really, I tried this earlier and tripped a little bit. So I wish you all the very best. But don't worry, if you fall, I won't be too disappointed because I fell on my way through.
So cute. Absolutely adorable. Okay. Here we go.
All right. What order would you like to go in?
I feel like we should go first because there is the most of us.
Yeah, I agree.
We can go in descending order of how many people are on the team.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Rowan can go last once again.
As the full moon rises, how is our wear sport doing?
Zev isn't really talking too much. They're sort of just like standing there.
Ready.
I have a question.
Okay.
This is a blow up obstacle course, yes? Like you might find at a children's birthday party?
It is indeed a blow up obstacle course like one might find at a children's birthday party.
Does that mean that I could info dump about it and use my special ability?
Yes.
Yes! I'm gonna start talking about the varieties of these guys and their technical names. If I were a little more in my own head, I'd actually be able to. I have a lot of weird niche interests.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
I chose the
yeah.
right team.
Squishy's been through a lot of these.
I think like Violetta's just like nodding, fascinated as you explain the intricacies of children's blow up obstacle courses.
8.
All right. So everyone roll your 2d6 and add your relevant skill if you have one, and add them together.
Okay. I'm gonna use physical prowess again. So
that makes sense.
That is reasonable, yeah.
So yeah, that is a 12.
12.
I'm gonna use brawling. I'm assuming as I'm going through it, instead of doing pushing, I'm pretending to pull their hair as I'm like grabbing the tops of it and pulling it, and then like running and like just yank, like elbow scratching, like doing very catty ways of fighting to get through. And I got a 6, 7, 8. I got an 8, but then my flaw is your ambition makes it difficult for you to form connections with other candidates. Take -1 on group challenges. So I'll take it. That's a 7.
All right, so a 7 and an 8, so 15, and then 12
I
for
got
20.
Oh yeah.
12 for 27, right?
Yes.
No, I got a 9.
Oh, you got a 9. Okay,
Yeah,
so 28.
Because I used parkour, so I added a 3.
Nice. All right. 28.
And then the bonus point comes at the end?
Yeah, that'll come at the end.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Because it only goes to you, because it doesn't go to everybody else. All right. So after please, I really want to know, how does Zev navigate the course?
On all fours.
Fair roll. Absolutely fair roll.
Excellent. Also, then can I flavor text it with you know how there's always like a hole that you have to climb through?
Yeah.
I'd like you to imagine this clown in Lolita getup, 1 bounce, 2 bounce, flip through the hole, and then keep running. Just like skirt, like puffing in and then out.
Amazing. So good.
Good. Yeah, like some excited clapping on the other end from Violetta, who's like, "You were all very enthusiastic. It was exciting to watch how much you really wanted to get through."
Life's all about escaping from where you're trapped.
Oh, we can unpack that later if you'd like.
Who did I choose to room with? Jesus Christ.
Squishy. Yeah.
Yeah, you chose to room with someone who introduced themselves as Squishy, no surname.
They're a clown.
It's like
No
Cher.
surname. No, it's not like Cher. Hey, Rena? No, it's not. Hey, Rena? No, it is not. Don't you dare say that to me ever again.
I don't even remember where I heard that the first time, but I heard it for the first time as a child. Like their name was just blank, like Cher or Madonna, and for some reason it has always stuck with me.
The first thing you said about your cloud character, it's like Cher. No, it's and actually maybe it's not. Actually, maybe it's not. Jesus.
All right. Next up, we have our power couple.
I feel like couple is putting a little bit of a fine point on it. I don't know if that's correct.
A little too specific, maybe. Although I would like, I would like to add to this little role, my relaxing presence. I think as Felix is just kind of like very calm about this whole obstacle course business.
Yeah. It's set up on your lawn. You're like, this is basically my house.
This is basically my house.
For mine, I would like to add heartwarming stories, using specifically the story about the hiking trip that the two of them took together, as I think maybe a like morale booster for Tana. And specifically, I have a special ability called Lend a Hand, Helping others is my specialty, and it gains me renown. Once per day, when I help another candidate with their challenge, they can take +1 to their roll. And if you succeed, I add your points to my score as well. So I think the way that kind of maybe flavor-wise like checks out is when Tana and Felix are doing the obstacle course, I think Tana kind of like adopts this demeanor that seems very unlike them, right? Like they kind of like go into this like almost very like laser focused mode, and they are weirdly agile, I think, in this space. And as they're going through, it's as if Felix and Tana have like worked together before in some capacity. They're able to like predict their movements and like help them out, like when they know that like Felix is about to like trip or stumble or something.
I think they're literally moving in like perfect sync together. And like Tana's hand is like right there when Felix like gets like, it's like a reverse like pull up, you know, like you just gotta like kick out and like hinge off of Tana's hand and then like help pull them along too, you know. It's like weirdly in sync.
So take the +1 from the helping hand along with your other things, and I'll figure out the points thing afterwards.
I got an 11.
11.
I got a 13.
All right. A 24. A perfect score, essentially. You both make it all the way through, and like Violetta's like almost astounded at the end, like fair watching, and just like, you two are phenomenal, really. That was amazing.
And there's like,
go ahead, sorry.
I there's like a little bit of like slight sheen of sweat, you know, and Felix like kind of like pushes it back, you know. Yeah, we work well together sometimes.
I think Tana's blushing a little bit as well, like looking at Felix, and they're just kind of like, yeah, I suppose sometimes sometimes we do.
I'd love to ruin this moment, if I may.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, Felix, you look so sweaty, and I'm gonna untie a balloon, and it's just gonna like blow the air right in your face.
With like the fart noise too, right?
Yeah.
Like with the like balloon fart noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, oh, okay.
So a mix of air and Squishy's spit.
Oh no. Squishy's a professional. She uses a balloon pump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That is so funny because I was literally going to be like,
she uses a balloon pump.
Yeah, I'm just
she
gonna
uses a balloon pump. You
everybody
know
has to
what
do
we
it.
mean.
If there's gonna be
Twitch.
a clip of me, there's gonna be a clip.
The Twitch terms of service really doing a lot of work here.
That is so funny because I was literally about to be like, Manila turns to Squishy. You're like, can I ruin this moment? And I'm like, I did choose the right teammate, and I'm not taking it back. I'm not taking that shit back. It's the correct person.
Hey folks, welcome to Making Magic. This is an 18+ stream.
So someone please clip balloon pump.
Oh, babe, I'm way ahead of you. You can always count on me to clip things.
I need it for my reel. But yeah, and like even with that little bit of moment ruining, Violetta's like fascinated by both of your performances, like truly awestruck. Has grabbed like a fair fan from like their sleeve and is just like,
Do you need some air?
oh no, thank you. But I do really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Of course, our solo act is last.
Yes. Fiona's going to take a couple minutes to sort of like walk around the obstacle course and inspect it, and then we'll head over and like call some servants over into like a small huddle. And I would like to roll making connections to like bribe them. Into basically like holding up certain like sections of this obstacle course to make it just a little bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely you can do that. The servants are happy to take whatever you're handing them to help you with this challenge.
That is an 11.
A perfect success. Yeah. The servants like do exactly what you ask and are standing exactly where you need to, and like everyone else has like fought their way through this obstacle course, and you're kind of just like strutting through it, no problem. Like it's like
Fiona like takes a stumble, and there's just happens to be a hand there to guide them back to the right place to be.
like whereas I feel like Felix and Tana finished it like sweating and a little bit like out of breath, you finish it like not a hair out of place.
Who needs allies when you have resources?
Well, I do admire using those resources. You all did fantastically. Now I feel a little bit silly for falling myself.
Oh, no problem. We could take you through and show you how to do it if you like.
Oh?
It's really fun.
Well, maybe you can, if you'd like to.
I'd look forward to it.
Don't you have
I think
like
there's
a lawn to mow or something? I don't know.
I think this might be a professional conflict of interest, actually.
What kind of professional conflict of interest?
Well, I mean, you are her gardener, and that just seems a little unethical to me.
Oh, are you worried I'm taking advantage of Felix?
No, actually, perhaps the other way around.
Oh, well, the thing is, I didn't sign up to be on the show. Violetta asked me to be on because, and they kind of look, because you think I'm attractive?
Let's just say you've caught my eye more than once.
There's
Can I
nothing
try-
I can do about that, Donna.
Can I steal from Felix?
Sure.
I see a moment of weakness and I pounce. 5, 6, 7. And by weakness, I mean any distraction at all. 8, 9. That's a 9.
Okay, so again, you can steal something, but Felix is aware that you've stolen it.
Okay, what do you got, Felix?
They've
you have
got
many things,
like
right?
they
A
do have
bag
a
of many
backpack of
things.
random resources. And mostly it's full of like gardening supplies and like things to hold up plants, different kinds of like plant stakes and seeds and like dirty gloves, stuff like that.
Interesting. Do you have any personal? I don't know if this is a high enough roll. I'll let Felix and Rue decide it. But like, is there anything personal in there, like things that could connect you to? I don't know. Certain Snow White character.
I think maybe there's like a journal at the bottom, but with like that low roll, I think Felix probably sees you going through their bag and they're like, what are you doing? And they kind of snap it closed, maybe before you can get your hands on it.
Yeah.
That's my stuff.
Oh, sorry. It just looks so generic. Who knew what kind of? I thought it was someone else's. I was getting squishy stuff. Squishy stuff is so obviously not this bag. There's no, it's just so generic and forgettable. I just couldn't tell the difference. My bad. Squishy, it wasn't your bag. And I like walked back.
Squishy's bag looks like a circus tent.
Yeah, 100%. If Squish tries to say something like, "Hey, I didn't send you to give me my bag," she covers her mouth. Be quiet.
Well, I did say I wanted to talk to each of you. Perhaps, Felix, would you like to start since it seems that Tana's worried about you?
I'd be happy to start, although perhaps everyone else should go to bed so they're not up waiting.
Well, if we could go for a walk if you'd like. I know you love the gardens. You could show me them.
I have been working on something special that I've been wanting to show you.
this is all of y'all. This is me letting all of y'all know you're gonna each get like to have a scene with Violetta. So whatever you want to do, this is your personal scene with Violetta. Yeah. So Violetta will like offer out fair arm if you want to take it to lead her through.
Oh, absolutely. And with like, like gardener forearms, their forearms are like, they're still like a little sweaty from the obstacle course, like a little pump going, and they like definitely take Fair's arm and like start to lead them through the gardens.
I was going to ask you, but I'm a little bit worried. Has anyone been treating you poorly?
Me? What? Because I'm the gardener?
A little bit, yeah. I kind of knew going in that maybe it would be difficult for you, but I wanted to make sure and see that no one was treating you poorly. You weren't feeling attacked in some way.
No, I don't really think anyone here could pose a real threat to how I feel. I mean, and they kind of get this like soft expression over their face. It's been a long time since I felt like I had a place to call my home. And these gardens, they like run their hands along these like beautiful like rose bushes and hedges, like with this like immaculately trimmed like beautiful blossoms. I can make something beautiful here. I can see a change in the world and experience the beauty of this place. I mean, even if this competition thing, all of the bickering and whatnot, it doesn't bother me because at least I'm home and at least I'm still with you. Or at least, I mean, near you. Sorry, I didn't,
No, I did mean it when I said I've had my eye on you, and also I do really admire your eye for art, looking around at all of your plants. I really appreciate the care that you give them.
Oh, when a rose blooms immortal, and they kind of gesture at Violetta, art is only a reflection of what I see.
Would you like to make a roll for me to see how you're doing?
Yes. And can I use my skill easy to talk to?
Yeah.
Oh,
Excellent.
cute.
Let's go.
I mean,
Ooh,
one of us here
hello.
doesn't-
12.
A 12. Oh,
Ooh,
you can.
That
like,
is my
you,
highest skill, darlings. It is my highest skill.
we love to see it.
you can absolutely tell that like Violetta is like fully enamored with like this conversation and like all the work that you've done. Just well, no matter what happens, I want you to know that I am very glad that you're here, and this will always be home for you if you want it to be.
I appreciate you saying that. And no matter what happens, and they kind of, I think, pause, before like maybe you round a corner to like a different part of the garden. I have been working on something even before I knew this was a competition. And it's not ready yet, but maybe no matter what happens afterward, I would like to show it to you.
Oh, well, I will certainly love to see it.
Good. Let's go this way so it doesn't ruin the surprise.
Of course. And Faye will follow you wherever in the garden you want to lead her. I think afterwards, who would like to go next? I won't decide because that seems rude. Who would like to go next?
I can go.
Yeah. All right.
Fiona will lead Violetta to the dining room. There's a bottle of champagne that is chilling. Says, I had this flown in from France for us to
Ooh.
share. It's old, potentially as old as yourself, perhaps.
Oh, well, you should never ask a lady her age.
I would never dream.
And like Faye will pick it up and look at it and say, a little bit older. Just a little.
Your home is quite lovely. I thank you so much for inviting us here to spend time with you. It's been wonderful to get to know you. Please tell me about yourself.
Oh, well, you know. I suppose everything gets a little bit boring when you lived as long as I have, but I have a real love for art and a real appreciation for people who want to go places. I love traveling, and I know that's something you like.
It is. How did you know?
Oh, it's in the accent, darling.
Thank you. I do consider myself a bit of a worldly soul. I've been all over. I've taken a year abroad for the last 12 years or so.
Oh. Well, what is a year, really, in the grand scheme of time?
A fine point. According to this champagne, it's nothing.
Nothing at all.
What I wouldn't give for a little bit more time. There is so much of the world that I'm still yet to see.
Well, I'm personally hoping for someone to spend all of my time with, so I suppose we shall see.
That would be lovely.
Would you like to roll to impress Violetta with your champagne knowledge?
Yes. Can I roll to command the conversation?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. I rolled a 5.
Oh!
Oh no.
Oh!
Whoopsies.
I think like Violetta's like listening and nodding, but there's just like something a little bit too like what's the word? Like pretentious about the way that you talk about things.
Yeah, came on a little
Just
too
like
strong, huh?
yeah, like a little bit too much, but like they're still nodding along and listening. She just doesn't have anything to add to the conversation.
Yeah, there's so many levels of like actually caring but pretending not to care, but also pretending to be above it all. It's too hard to decipher.
Yeah, like Violetta's having a rough time keeping up with the like emotional through line of this conversation.
That's fair. Yeah.
But she's trying. All right. Who would like to go next?
If it's okay with everybody, is it okay if I go last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask where all the contestants are right now?
Heading
Like,
back,
are they outside or not?
heading back up to my room after champagne.
Donna would, in preparation, be in the kitchen right now.
I don't know where I am. Probably just in the main room, just chilling.
The lounge.
Yeah, the lounge,
Yeah,
lounging.
Going to roll a die to see where Zev is.
Oh no. What is Zev up to?
Okay.
What is Zev up to?
Ooh. Yeah, Zev is outside right now. And sort of just like, I guess, pacing around, like roaming around the grounds, like if there's a wooded area. Maybe they're near the topiaries from the previous challenge, yeah.
Yeah. I think Violetta will like wander up. They're still in the robe. She has not changed. Loving the vibes.
Fair is the best.
Oh, wow.
And Fair's just gonna like go up and be like, Zev, is everything all right? Do You seem like you're like a little nervous. Do you want to go for a walk? Yeah, all right. I feel like we haven't gotten a chance to talk. I feel like most other folks are more talkative than you. Do you want to tell me about yourself? Oh, I'm sorry. Rude of me to assume. Do you want? I don't know. What would you like me to talk about? Maybe.
And Zev just gestures
Um.
about yourself.
Oh. Yeah. I was quite fascinated when you signed up. I used to be quite into well, tennis was all the rage when I was growing up. Yeah, the rules are fascinating. I don't quite understand them now because we don't play on grass anymore. And I also haven't played in about a century, but I was hoping maybe you'd like to play. Wonderful. And Violetta will lead them to a tennis court, which is just on the grounds because of course it is. And like hand them a tennis racket.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll to play tennis?
I want to roll to play tennis. Yeah. I think I will use physical prowess yet again.
I'm sorry you only get to use one skill.
Oh, it's fine. It's my best skill. Okay, so total that I'm glad I have a modifier. My total is 8.
Not bad tennis. I think like it might be a little hard to play tennis through the football helmet. Kind a little hard to see. So
and, like the gloves and like everything.
The football gear.
Yeah, like every inch of Zev is covered.
Did it? This is mostly a me question. Violetta wouldn't know this. Did it just appear on you, or did you put it on?
The helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, I put it on.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it just kind of like
as I think probably as soon as they noticed like that there was a full moon like approaching, they like dug into their bag and like put on like all of their like stuff.
And I think afterwards, like Violetta will take the rackets back and be like, it might be easier if you took this off, like gently touching the helmet. I mean, if you're shy, you can leave it on, of course. Well, it's up to you, but I think your face is quite lovely, and I would rather see it than a sports helmet. But if you are shy, I accept that.
I think yeah, I think Zev is going to maybe like try to daintily remove their gloves. Except it's not really dainty at all because there's just too much strength behind it. And so they reveal a werewolf-like hand.
Oh.
And then another one.
Oh.
And then they take off their helmet and it's sort of like they're a werewolf. So
a canine of indeterminate background?
A canine of indeterminate species, yeah.
Oh. Well, now that's fascinating. You know, they always say we're not supposed to get along, but I think we get along quite nicely. Well, your secret's safe with me. I promise I won't tell anyone. And this face looks just as nice as the other one did. For what it's worth. And Violetta will happily walk you back, and you can put your helmet back on if you would prefer to.
I think they're going to go inside so they just don't have to wear it anymore.
Perfect. All right. We've got Squishy and Manila before Tana. So who wants to go next?
I'll let Manila go. Because you're in the lounge, yeah?
You're muted, love.
in the lounge. I just have zero idea what to do because all I've been doing is deceiving. Okay.
I think actually Violetta's going to come in and like sit down and be like, are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'm all right. It was a bit tough to be, rejected by Fiona. I just wanted to be, reach out an olive branch, and then I was rejected very fiercely. And not to mention, the Felix and Tana connection is just so aggressive. It is like fire over there constantly. I can't.
I checked in with Felix and they seem like they're doing okay. But again, I do appreciate your concern. Although I wonder if if it's because someone's hurting you that you're worried about the two of them.
Honestly, I just think that you are just so special and wonderful. And I do not want other people to. There's so many attractive people here at this competition. I could see why they're wandering eyes. But for me, my eyes are only on you. And I just don't think people are here for the right reasons.
You got the words in.
I did it for you, Rue. I did it for you. And I shouldn't be using my moments like this to talk badly of others, but I really hope that in the closing competition you will choose someone who has your best interest at heart and not another competitor's interest at heart.
I really do appreciate that, and I really appreciate you taking so much time to come and talk to me. I enjoy that you've been so open with me.
Of course. Thank you so much. I think that life is too short to not be honest and sincere.
Well, not when you're mean. But yeah, would you like to roll for me?
Yes, I'm gonna gossip as usual.
Of course.
Oh, hell yeah. I got a 12 plus gossip is a +3. So 15, 14, 15. 15.
Yeah, this conversation went really well for you.
Thank you so much. Shit talking is my passion.
Shit talking is my passion. All right, Squishy.
Is Violetta gonna come find Squishy?
If Squishy doesn't come find Faye, she will come find him. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. When Faye finds him, have you ever seen those Instagram hacks where they're like, use a balloon to put on your foundation?
Oh, like Sophia did. Yes.
Yes. Squishy is using a balloon to take off his clown makeup in the same way.
I think Violetta walks in and like grabs a like cloth from the like bathroom counter and like wets it and like offers that and is like, this might work a little better. It's better for your skin, certainly. They're very soft, I promise.
Thanks. They are soft.
I see you like balloons.
I like to put on a show, but not like, I don't know. I don't even know what it's so late in the night that I can't even come up with like clever things to say.
I mean, you don't have to be clever.
I like making people laugh. And I think the habits just kind of, when you do them all the time, they stick and suddenly you're taking off your makeup with a balloon.
And I think it's very admirable to want to make people laugh. I think that's very like kind, and I noticed that you spend a lot of time like doing, I don't know, fun things. You're very different.
I've seen a lot of sad people, and I didn't like it. So I decided I was gonna do my best to make people happy.
And I can think of nothing more admirable than seeing sadness and wanting to fix it.
I really liked spending like time here today.
Yeah.
And I know it's like a competition, but I'm not like focused on winning as a person. I'm glad we're for the most part having a good time.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you are having a good time. I didn't want anyone to not have a good time while they were here, certainly. It's a competition, but I wanted to make sure everyone felt supported. And I think you did a wonderful job at that.
Thank you. Oh, also, there is a balloon sculpture of the Dracula emoji in your library.
Oh?
Yeah. I had some time after lunch.
That's wonderful. Do you want to come with me to see it?
Yes.
And Faye will excitedly go down the hall to the library. Would you like to roll for me
I'd love to roll.
about this sculpture that you made?
I'm trying to think if I can I use my knack for finding things?
I think you could have found some fun things to put into the
Yeah.
sculpture, yeah.
I found a good place to put it for sure. I put it in a mirror. So it's like a big funny joke. 10.
Perfect. Yeah, I think Faye walks into the library and sees the like mirror that they have set that she has set up there, which normally, you know, she can't see fair self in, but instead there's a Dracula emoji. And
Made of balloons.
and Faye sees it and just oh, it's me. You know, I haven't seen my reflection in a very long time. I didn't know I looked so lovely.
You should get your portrait painted sometime or something. So you can like see yourself.
Maybe I should. I had one done a very long time ago, but the style of dress was quite different. So perhaps I should get it updated.
Or if you wait around long enough, it might just come back in.
Maybe you're right. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
And I'll let that scene close on that.
Yeah. Last but not least, we have Hannah, who I know is in the kitchen. I think Violetta might know to look for you in there.
I think actually, Tana would have finished what they were doing in the kitchen a while ago, and they actually would have gone to find Violetta and then done the classic. So, how tall is Violetta?
Like about like 5'6".
Okay. Tana is 5 foot even, but they are still going to attempt to, on their tippy toes, put their hands behind Violetta, like covering their eyes, and saying, "Okay, it's a surprise. You're gonna come with me. I'll make sure you won't bump into anything."
Okay. And she will like lean down so that it's easier for you. Okay.
It's like a really awkward, like stumble, really. And where Tana's taking you is actually outside, into the garden, kind of like near where Felix actually took you. But Tana doesn't know that because they don't know that that's where you two would have been. And they take you kind of like near there, and they uncover Violetta's eyes. And what you see is this large blanket fort that has been created outside, kind of like interwoven between the hedges and between the trees and whatnot. And Tana will gesture for Violetta to step inside.
Oh, you know, I've never made one of these. And sort of like crawling in.
When you crawl in, it's actually kind of small. Like there's barely enough room for 2 people. So you kind of have to like be in close quarters with Tana as you're inside. But there's also food there. Tana went and asked the cooks what Violetta's comfort food is. And so whatever that answer was, that is what is served here.
Violetta's comfort food is like red velvet cheesecake.
Then that is exactly what is here. Tana spent like as long as, I don't bake, but however long it takes to make cheesecake, they would have done that. And there's like candle lights that have been kind of like propped around very carefully away from the linens. Yeah, away from linens. But there are candles in here to sort of set like a tone. And as Violetta is sitting and Tana's kind of sitting like next to them very closely, I'll say, Violetta, I know that you wanted to talk to us to check in on all of us, but really, I think we're forgetting that this was all supposed to be about you, and nobody's really checking in on you. So I wanted to, well, I thought that instead I would take care of you for a change. So
this is beautiful. I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate it. I do want to make sure you are feeling okay, though.
I am. Actually, if I may, I noticed that you've been a little bit tense as well because of everything that's been going on. So I was wondering if you were okay with me maybe giving you a massage of some, like a shoulder massage of some kind.
Oh, I mean, only if you'd like to. Obviously, you do not have to do something like that.
I would love to, Violetta. And they will kind of like sidle up behind her and start giving like a neck and shoulder massage.
That's very nice. Thank you.
And it's as if they're like studying Violetta's body as they're doing that, trying to like take in every like curve, every muscle that is moving on Violetta as they're doing this as well.
Yeah, I think you can feel as she like relaxes and like sort of like goes a little bit more like limp, leaning up against you and just this is very nice, I suppose.
Well, I'm glad. Somebody should have been taking care of you this whole time. It's a shame that you don't have a partner in immortality to do that with.
Well, I mean, that's sort of the point of this. I've been alone for a very long time, and, you know, I'd like to not be going forward.
Everyone else is really nice here, for sure, but I'm not sure that they would be able to give you what you need the way that maybe I could.
Well, I must say, your cooking is better than my chef's, so clearly I should be rehiring.
Well, as much of an honor as it would be to be a cook in your manor, I was hoping to take a different position.
Sorry, I wasn't implying that I would hire you. That would be terrible. That would be rude of me to imply. I was just simply saying that you were wonderful.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world living here with you, even under those circumstances.
That's very kind of you. You know, you're very, like, it is breathtaking how much you care about everyone.
It comes naturally, I suppose.
And
I have to admit, though, out of everyone here, the person that I care about most is you, Violetta.
And like Faye like laughs a little bit, and like they can't flush because she's a vampire. But like you can tell, like that touched Faye a little bit. Would you like to roll for me?
Yes, and I'm gonna use my home economics if I can.
Yeah,
for this.
absolutely. This is so much home ec. This is a home ec final project.
I got a 12.
Ooh, that's amazing. Yeah, I think like especially like Violetta is very like grateful for like this to like wind down at the end of their very long day. And just like sort of like not quite lying on you, but like leaning back against you and just like chatting quietly and just thank you for taking all the time to do this.
It's my pleasure. And I hope that perhaps I can spend the rest of my life doing this too.
Perhaps the rest of both of our lives. And in the interest of time, we are going to do closings. So if anyone has any last minute things they would like to do before I tally up scores, let me know.
I don't think it'll affect anything. I just wanted to bribe the servants to turn off the wake-up alarm in Manila's room.
Yeah, roll making connections for me.
Cool. That's a 8.
Yeah.
You late game motherfucker.
Yeah, they agree. It costs you more than you would have liked it to. Like you definitely had to shell out more than you wanted, but you did find a production assistant who was like, "Okay, I'll turn the microphones off." Which also means that Squishy won't get the alarm because they're rooming
Collateral
together.
damage.
Oh, Squishy doesn't sleep.
So true.
What?
Oh!
So true.
Okay, fair enough.
Cursed.
But yeah, so you don't get the wake up alarm. I guess Squishy, you can decide if you want to wake up Manila.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop a balloon.
Jesus, Squishy, just wake me up like a normal person.
Why?
Where's the music? Isn't it supposed to announce us with music?
I heard it through the wall, but it didn't come into our room, so it's probably broken. Which sucks in like such a ritzy place, right?
Yeah, someone must have it out for you. I wonder who could it be.
Yeah. For me. Looks dead
Yeah.
at the camera.
No, don't. I look at you. Don't look at the camera. That's my thing. Stop it.
But yeah, you're all sort of gathered on the steps. And Violetta is like, I cannot thank you all enough for coming here and spending time with me. Some of you spend time with me already and have given me more of your time than I ever usually ask for, and I appreciate that. And some of you have come quite a ways to see me, and I appreciate that as well. But regrettably, the rules of this game are that I have to pick just one of you, and it was an extremely difficult decision. I spent all night thinking about it, which I suppose I don't sleep, so I didn't lose sleep over it, but I did spend the entire night thinking of it. So I don't want any of you to think that I didn't consider you, because I did, and I care a lot about the time that you spent. But at the end of it all, I think I'm going to have to go with Tana.
Everybody look into a different camera. Hurry.
So, if I'm correct, we get a private
We
time
do.
with Violetta to turn into a vampire, correct?
We do.
So I think Tana would have insisted that this happen in the garden, actually, and they have a spot picked out. They wanted to make it special, and they have a whole thing planned, and they wanted to bring Violetta there. So they will
Okay.
take Violetta by the hand and take them over to a very particular spot in the garden. And Felix, would you like to describe what this spot looks like?
Yeah, I think after like this, the celebration goes out, everyone is congratulated, people get back in the limousine. Felix goes back to their groundskeeper shack and begins working again and again and again. And I think they're leaned up against this far corner of the garden that I don't think you've ever sent them to. It's like in the shade of these like big willow trees. And it's kind of like this forgotten corner behind the groundskeeper's shack, behind the tennis courts, behind the field where all the shrubberies are. And I think the ground like becomes more uneven. And Felix is sitting there like leaned up against a tree, and they have a planter stake twirling between their fingers. And you notice that I think as you like maybe look around that it's all garlic. Like this like the smell of all the garlic in this particular spot in the garden becomes really apparent, and all of them are held up with like it's like a garlic steak, garlic steak, garlic steak.
As
You know,
like
Tana,
as you lead Violetta into this, you can like physically like see like her like kind of like weakening and like having a little bit more trouble walking and a little bit more trouble not breathing, but like just having difficulties.
And I think as you're there, maybe you like walk and you see Felix, and then Tana's behind you. And from behind you, you hear Tana go, "I told you I would take care of you." And if you turn around to see, they also have a stake in their hand.
you know, Tana, I was really pissed when I saw you here. just encroaching on something that I've been working on for months. But we really do work better as a team, don't we?
I can't say that I would have predicted it, but it seems that we do. So,
Mm.
should we finish the job?
I think it's time.
And I think both of them plunge their stakes into Violetta's heart.
Amazing.
And you watch as the stakes go in and out from the center of her chest. There are just like these like black ashy lines before Faye crumbles into dust and blows away. Congratulations!
I gotta go.
Dang. I did forget who the vampire hunters were. I'll be really honest right now. That was
I
real shock.
want you to know
I
that
do
I
too.
had figured out that you were the hunter, that Tana was at least, but I didn't. I wanted the drama, so I was like, I'm gonna let it happen.
I love that for you.
I didn't know that Felix was though. I hadn't gotten that one figured out.
C mentioned something about like garden stakes when
I
Michelle
caught
was
that.
looking through their bag earlier.
Yeah.
Wait,
Ready.
Rue, I do want to know, like, at what point did you figure it out? I'm just curious.
Oh, when you were after Manila, after you overheard Manila, and then you were talking to Violetta about how you were feeling, and like who you thought during the intervention when you were like, I think we need to like talk, and you took a negative for being in competition with people. And I was
No,
like,
that's my flaw. That's the sweetheart's flaw.
oh, I thought you were using that as a cover.
No, it's actually the sweetheart's flaw. That was legit.
No, I
Oops.
know it is your flaw. I just thought you were using it as a cover.
I see.
But that was when I thought it was you. I was like, ooh. But yeah, the only person I knew who wasn't it was Manila, because in a one-on-one social situation you added 3 to your roll, and I know that in one-on-one situations the vampire hunter has a -1, so you couldn't have possibly had a 3.
Oh, good point.
That was the only person I knew wasn't.
Which is ironic, right? Whoops. So conniving. Yes, so
sorry, we
true.
didn't go with the murder clown route.
I thought you were all gonna be it. Like, I was expecting y'all to have all changed your minds and just all been vampire hunters.
We did consider that.
We did. We went through the choices. We were like, who should do it? Wouldn't it be fun if we all did it? All but one. That'd be funny.
I do really like vampire hunter X's. It's very powerful. But yeah, sorry for like that. Let's do outros so that everyone can go to bed, especially folks who live on the East Coast. Let's go backwards. So, Alex, do you want to go first?
Yeah. Is there anything like specifically
like where we can find you, things like that?
Yeah. You can find me on Reef Charkivist on Twitter and Instagram. I do art.
Wonderful. Next, Rena.
Hi, I have been Rena, and I will probably continue to be so. You can find me on basically every social media platform as @LiquidRena. I'm a variety content creator, which just means that I do what vibes.
Isabella.
Hi.
I caught my tooth. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Isabella. I'm an admin here at Making Magic. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, and I think Instagram as Pinku Pingu, which is the name of a card from a game that's like very niche. It might mean something to me. I rebranded it as a very niche thing. Don't judge me.
Rowan.
Thank you for joining us here, lovely people. My name has been Rowan. I started this shindig. Yeah. If you want
I think I
to
should have made you go last.
see what else I can go again. If you want to see what else I do, I am over on the internet as at redwhiterp. Writer, sensitivity reader, dice cruncher extraordinaire. Please pay me money to do any of those things.
Hamna.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hamna, and I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @shahid_, where I talk about all of the different projects I'm a part of. All of my characters are queer disasters who make bad decisions, so if you like that, then definitely come check me out. I promise it is a good time. And yeah, that's me.
And last but not least, C.
Hi all, my name is C. I use they them pronouns. I am a digital artist, tabletop streamer, producer, podcast editor, VOD specialist. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet over at Pi Sharp Art. I am also a co-producer and performer on Transplanar RPG. If you don't know what that is, Transplanar RPG is an all-transgender person of color-led, 100% homebrewed D&D 5th edition actual play livestream set in a non-colonial, anti-Orientalist world. I have been the other half of Humna's problem, and it was an absolute delight, Rue. Thank you so much for having me on the channel tonight.
Thank you. And I have been Rue. Oh, Google got real mad at me there for a second. It like made a beeping noise. We're good. I have been Rue. I use they or he pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter as @IlanaKnight13. And essentially everywhere else as just Ilana Knight, because I made a Twitter at 12, forgot the password, and now Twitter will not give me my own handle. I have asked. But yeah, I'm an admin here as well, and I'm a tabletop designer. This game that we were playing is a game of my design, and if you want to get it, you can either pay $10 to buy the game itself, or you can pay $5, get my game and 492 others, and that money goes directly to trans organizations in Texas if you buy the Tabletop RPGs for Trans Rights in Texas bundle that's live on itch now through April 4th. It's doing really well, and it makes me really happy. So if you want to support trans kids, that's a quick and easy way to do it and get some fun games out of it.
I'm gonna let games in the bundle.
Yeah.
Alex,
I put a game in there. It's my first ever game, so
I've got two in there. Also, my first game is in there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let Rowan do any closing things for making magic because she knows it better than I do.
Thank you all so much for joining us on our very first stream. It was wonderful to have you. I'm very excited to see y'all again in the future. If you want to see more of the stuff that we're doing, this Friday, same time as this stream, we're having a one-shot of Draw Down the Moon, which is a GM-less game about space and magic and shenanigans. And then we're doing a couple things next week as well, including a Honey Heist charity one-shot that Rue is also GMing to raise money for Women's Lunch Place as part of Women's History Month. Also, we're going to go on a raid to Weave the Tale. I think I've punched in the command right, and we're going to see if this works.
We'll see.
To have you. Thank you, and remember, you are magic.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, it's working! Yay!
Yeah!
Woo, bye. We're leaving now.
I just realized we should have a raid call. I just realized that. Whoopsies. We'll think of one.
We can think.
I'm not aware of
Just be
anything.
making magic.
Oh,
I'm not
that's
aware
true.
of anything.
We're coming in. We're making magic.
Thank you all for playing.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you for having us.
This was